some of the people out there want to know, like, y'all been AK Rowdy for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't trying to get at nobody. All these haters y'all got. Y'all ain't trying to name drop, no diss track.
You ain't really making moves if they not hating. If we're not talking business, you ain't saying nothing. I don't respond to my haters, I just keep them waiting. I just smile in their face while I'm money making. I just keep them waiting. I just keep them waiting. I don't respond to my haters, I just keep them waiting. If we're not talking business, you ain't saying Nathan. You ain't really making moves if they ain't hating. You ain't really making moves if they ain't hating. You ain't really making moves if they ain't hating. I just keep them waiting. I just keep them waiting. I don't respond to my haters, I just keep them waiting. Crabs in the bucket. These haters tryna hold me down, but I'm sucker free, Playboy D from the underground. They hate to see another man make it, they don't want me around. My lyrics on top of this beat, they can't fuck with the sound. Boy, I'm a lion, I fuck with the tigers and bears. Swag so magnificent, I keep my haters aware. They hate to see me living their dream, I've been killing them there. I move to my own beat, flying the bass in the stand. They give their opinions on the real, I really don't care. You fake like you hold me down, but you really won't dare. And since your girl dig right, I'ma bust me a nut. My game sharper than a knife when I'm sticking them. You ain't really making moves if they not hating. If we're not talking business, you ain't saying nothing. I don't respond to my haters, I just keep them waiting. I just smile in their face while I'm money making. I just keep them waiting. I just keep them waiting. I don't respond to my haters, I just keep them waiting. If we're not talking business, you ain't saying Nathan. You ain't really making moves if they ain't hating. You ain't really making moves if they ain't hating. You ain't really making moves if they ain't hating. I just keep them waiting. I just keep them waiting. I don't respond to my haters, I just keep them waiting.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I see exactly what you're saying. You know what? We're gonna have somebody else weigh in on this, man. Big Russ, let them know, man. I know you got haters out there. What's the deal, bro?
All right, y'all, what is going on, man? Welcome to Soul Driven Sports, man. I am your boy, Damo Unleashed. I am here with a good friend of mine that's also like a brother, man, and this is our first podcast show, man, and we running a trial run, so we glad to have you guys here, man. I'm going to roll out the red carpet, and the floor is yours, so come here and let the people know who you is, man.
I'm one of the best, biggest, handsomest, sexiest men that there is. I'm King Naj. I'm also a part of the other podcast that I do, Two Live Crew. Well, not Two Live Crew, but Two Live Crew podcast. We do talks on almost everything. Me and my co-host or founding host is on hiatus at the moment. Hiatus at the moment. But we gonna get back there and swing in a minute. Shout out to Brandon Diggs. Where you at, Brandon? We can't wait to get everything back to motion. But I decided to team up with Damo at this point in time and go over one of my favorite passions, which is sports. I'm a lifelong Cleveland fan. That's Guardians first, Browns second, and the Cavaliers third. And it all depends on who wins at the time, I'll stay with a winning squad, but at the same time, I'm Cleveland doing now. And I know a little bit of something about sports because I've been watching it for the last 30 years of my life.
Well, hey, man, you know what? Football season, if you're a man, this is your favorite time of the year. Because football kicking off, baseball already going, and you really think about it, Naj, we're about, 2 months away from the NBA? So we're about to have, it's about 3 because it starts, the preseason I thought starts in October, right?
The preseason starts in October, and I think they start playing like the first game of the season is like the first week of November, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, everything starts, coming out during the when it starts getting cold outside.
Yeah, which is men's favorite time of the year. You know what I mean?
And then there's soccer too. So let's not forget about soccer either.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they play on shop, and then NHL you start you soon in the same 3 months there.
So
So
yeah.
everything is starting
So that
and
means,
closing up.
ladies, if y'all watching and y'all see your man into, look, man, if you don't like sports, man, try to get into it. Sit down, ask some questions and whatnot. I'm telling y'all,
Not
ladies,
during the game. Not during the game.
we're not during the game, but I'm talking about when it's commercials. You don't want to do it
Commercials
during
and
the game.
halftime is your time to talk. As a matter of fact, write down questions.
He said, write them down.
Write them down. Wait for the intermission to ask these questions. You can't just be giving these. You got to give women the proper instructions, my brother. Proper instructions.
Man,
Don't just be.
I'm glad you saved me. You saved me, Naj, because you're absolutely right, man. Because, but if she already know about sports, you win. If she can talk to you about them and already know it,
you got a winner there. You got a winner there. What you need to do is cultivate that. So y'all on the same page when y'all rearing the kids and y'all bringing them up and starting to push them into sports. You know what he playing over here. You know what he playing over there. Y'all can work that out. And if y'all got a star on y'all hands, y'all do. If y'all don't, y'all at least got them set up for life to deal with other people and to deal with and to deal with things that come and go as winning and losing happens in life.
You're right. You absolutely right, man. And nothing brings I'm telling you, than having things in common. Sports, like a female that got sports in common with a dude. Oh man, that's an absolute win. Because for about a good 4 to 6 months, man, be tuned out. On certain days, like especially Sunday. Don't wait all week to Sunday, right before the game to say, could you go with me to? Don't do that. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Or don't ask, can you fix
Kind of good look, Joe.
Man, that will ruin your relationship. Don't ask, talk about, can I fix this? Or can you do that for me? Don't do that.
And how about this, Damo? Make sure you ready to go to the early church services on time. How about you do that? Because we're not sitting in church all day. I'm sorry. The game starts at 12. Well, first of all, I'm not doing it no way. My holy day is on Friday. That's another thing. I'm Muslim. My holy day on Friday, so I'm good.
Right. But
for those of y'all who are in the church family, do remember to get to that early church service and be out by 12. So because game time at 1.
And I'll tell you another thing, ladies, that y'all can have going real good for y'all. Especially if you know how to cook and you know how to put together some football finger foods.
Please do that for your man and the friends. Do that for the mans and the friends. Ooh. Be nice. That's how you cater to your man and make him look good in front of his people.
Man, that's a home run, ain't it? Speaking of home runs, man, shouts out to Shedeur Sanders, man. Because all the stuff that he's been going through from the time before he got, and I don't think he's been treated fair.
He ain't.
I think they've been taking shots at him to get at his dad. I think that's exactly what it is.
I don't understand. I really don't understand that logic of thinking, because what can you do to a man that's in the Hall of Fame? What can you do to a man who's a parent? But his kids ain't got nothing to do with his legacy. They gotta start their own thing. They gonna be their own men. Right. And for all the talk that we give LeBron about his son playing in the NBA with him, which is a nice, beautiful thing and all that, there will be no correlation between his game and his son's game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Two different positions.
So therefore, they always gonna be like, well, you ain't as good as your daddy was. I'm not my father. You playing two different. He playing a whole nother position. I could see if he was a
Right.
cornerback. I could see if he was even a safety like his brother Shiloh. But to grade him off, I mean, to downplay him off of what he's doing right now is just ridiculous.
I absolutely agree, man. You know what I'm saying? And to me, maybe it's just me. It feels like it got a racial undertone to it,
Well, you,
right?
well, we always know that
Uh,
that's going to be part of the problem when when he at the position that he at one, and
and the confident, and I think it's because he's confident. And the crazy part is and I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with Shedeur and Shiloh because for all the scrutiny, just if you watch them, and we're going to watch them here in a little bit, but we're going to play the highlights and we're going to talk about the highlights. But I want everybody to focus on this young man's post game interview. I mean, he's articulate. He says all the right things. And how can you not like a guy that's like that? This dude was out doing community service before he's even guaranteed a spot on the roster. How real is
see,
that?
that's part of the reason why they can't support him. Right?
I get it.
That's why the only part we see is always going to be that narrative supporting the we ain't doing nothing for the community, but just slinging the ball. And that's not true. We're giving kids hope. We're doing the best that we can with the opportunities that they got. I mean, this young man went down into one of the hardest places in Cleveland and gave back to the community at a time when nobody else was. That's what you're supposed to
Why
do.
would you run somebody like that out of town? Think about it. Why would anybody want to run somebody like that out of town? In Cleveland, I always say this, right? Cleveland, Shedeur being there is really good for Cleveland.
Absolutely.
Because let's be honest. Only reason why people even watching Cleveland right now is because of Shedeur Sanders.
A lot of people.
It's outside of that. Yeah, a lot, man. And we
You
gonna
know we
bring some
rabid
up.
Browns fans around here.
Right. Well, Cleveland paying attention. Cleveland always gonna be. But I'm talking about outside of Cleveland for there to be all the attention. I mean, ESPN talk about Shedeur. It seemed like as much as they've been talking about LeBron James. Think about how much they're talking about him. And he ain't even really on the roster yet. He hasn't even made the 53-man roster. This dude's jersey. Did you see the jersey?
Absolutely. And that's part of the bravado that they try. He was caught doing some speeding things, right? And you know that he was caught, and you see him doing a couple bad things, and he had to, shake off before he started getting too high. But see, that's how the white man do in Cleveland all the time, especially on sportscasting. They be like, "Well, he's doing this good, he's doing that good." That's what I'm starting to put this in my mind, that you couldn't have had a man like that and Nick Chubb on the same team and had that much black power here in Cleveland, especially with LeBron backing you up, especially with your dad being who he is. So it's a whole power play of how the man in the system works, especially in the NFL.
Yeah, I think they were I think they were all in the cahoots, and his downfall or not, because there's no way this dude should have been a 5th-round draft pick or 5th-round draft choice. We knew that. We all knew that. I watched him in Colorado, and I was like, the pressure that he was under and to make some of them throws he made, them were NFL throws.
That's without a doubt.
Right? And you can't teach that. But it's in his DNA. To win, to not be shaken. Think about this. This dude ain't had no reps, and they threw him in the fire with minimum reps, and he rose to the. But they always say cream always rise to the top.
They do say that.
And he's the cream of the crop.
He's getting reps in practice, but he's not getting those first team reps. And he's working
Right.
with the backups, and he's taking his time to perfect himself in his craft. Even he said he didn't do that great. He passed. He gave himself a passing grade because he won, but even he said he missed some throws. He needed to clean up his footwork, and that's the sign of a man who is trying to be a perfectionist at his craft. It's not always, as you know, we as Browns fans, we really don't care what we care about. One thing, we care about only one thing: win.
Winning.
And we don't care if it's
Yep.
about 3 points, 1 point, or nothing. And many times, if we done lost games in the last few seconds, all we want is a chance to win. And you know, football is the toughest sport too. One of the toughest sports to win it, especially going in there with only 17, 18 weeks, and for the full season and getting all the way to the Super Bowl. It's a myriad of 23 weeks altogether. 23, 24 weeks all together. So every game counts. As soon as you get past that first stage of the first few games, everything counts because you know you get a first feel for the game, and hopefully that's what's gonna happen. But of course they gonna always be like that around here in Cleveland because of the racial undertones of this area series and things of that nature. We tried black quarterbacks in the past. We gave one the richest contract of all time for some odd reason. The reason that is still unbeknownst to me. Why you would give a man that much money and and then him not do anything. I couldn't have never seen it.
And you know the funny part about it? You know the funny part about it? The fan base, when Baker Mayfield came out, right? Here's a dude that the police had to tackle him. He running from the police. He was drunk. I don't know if you remember that video. Here's another dude that on national televised game, he was grabbing his crotch. You know what I'm saying? Yapping to the other team, the opponent. You know, it is all kind of ignorant stuff. And it wasn't an issue. And here this dude, he been clean. They're mad because he puts his wrists up. Is that what they mad about this? What it really is, they're mad about the nepotism. See, Deion is supposed to put his sons in position to win. So why is it that when a man of color do that, it's a problem? That's the same thing they got an issue with Bronny James. LeBron's supposed to put Bronny James in position to succeed. People do it in business all the time. They do it in companies all the time.
But see, that's where when you use nepotism, a lot of times it's to further the money down the road for the next generation. They can't have that, brother. They can't have it. They can't have it. They have to try and stop it any way that they can. And that's why they tell us that we shouldn't be working together. You can't trust nobody in your own family. It be your own people. Those types of statements. And those statements, at some points in time, are true. But for the most part, family is the only people you can depend on. And so, that's part of the system that's how they keep it aligned. That's how they keep it in the family. That's how they keep us from evolving. Hey, yo, you can only let the man get this far, because if he get further than where we put him at, guess what? We may have a whole thing on our hands that we don't want.
Yeah, pop. It's the reason why Ice Cube's Big 3 League can't grow further than it should be. Because it is interesting.
Of course it is.
I tell you what, it's more interesting than the WNBA. I will watch the Big 3 before. I'm sorry, man. I know this is going to tick some people off, and I know we're getting off. We are going to get to the Shedeur highlights and the reaction and everything, but I just want to make this quick point. The WNBA, they talk about they need more money. You're not getting no more money. I'm sorry. Y'all are dudes. Y'all are. I would rather watch the high school boys than to watch WNBA women.
I ain't gonna go.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna go that far. I like it. First of all, I like I like some women in the WNBA. I'm not a big huge fan of the woman that they keep promoting. I'm more of a fan of the of her rival, if you will. I love that girl. Her like they push Caitlin Clark, but I'm a bigger fan of Angel Reese. That's how it's beautiful. And she plays and she rebound that ball.
I tell you this. I do agree with this. I think Caitlin Clark is a much better player. But
for her
I
position.
think Angel Reese, but hold on. I say, but they should make Angel Reese the face of the league. But for different reasons. I tell you why. Because she's the prettiest girl in the WNBA. They want to make money. If they want men to watch it, put them in girl volleyball suits. I'll watch it. No, not all of them. Some of them look like they got penis. You know what I'm saying?
You wrong, Damo.
I'm just going
to tell you,
man. You know, like they got
wait a minute. What's going on with what's been going on?
Look, I got because you know they be running down the thing and they be
but you know that they've been throwing them dildos on the court. That's not right. That ain't right.
I know. That's why they need them girl volleyball suits. They gotta sexy it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was more sexy, we watching. Nobody is watching no. I don't want to watch no girl with no size -8 cup run down the court. You know what I'm saying? -8
cups.
You know what I'm saying? 6 with shoulders big as mine. I don't want to watch that WNBA. Put them on some
now,
skirts.
Damo.
Even if they had more.
I don't know how tall you is, but you know
6 foot. 6
okay,
foot.
so you said
And they bigger than me.
Bigger than most of the front line. The WNBA is most definitely bigger than you by a mile and a half. Bigger than me too.
Palm my head.
Now,
them girls can palm my head.
they can palm your. First of all, it's probably nah. I mean, man, I wouldn't know exactly because I ain't never seen the size of some of them women's hands.
Lisa Leslie can fix a roof standing up.
She said what?
Lisa Leslie, she can fix a roof standing up on the ground. Just standing on the ground. She can just change your shingles and everything.
Stop it. Listen, I mean, if you had a small house, I mean, that's true. But if you're talking about the house that I have to live in, because I'm not a small man myself. I'm 5'9". I ain't get to 6 feet, but I'm a good 300+ pounder.
But you know, that's different. If you gotta ask your girl to go in the cabinet to grab something, she too damn big. If she ducking up under walls to get in the kitchen, she too damn big.
She too big for you. She too big for you. I want that. I want that. I like a tall woman. I really do. I need that.
Most dudes would love to climb trees.
Yeah.
We grew up climbing trees. But the problem is you can't be like that and then tomboyish. They gotta sexy it up. Like Candace Walker. Should have been the face.
Yeah, I was really
because she was cute.
I was really hurt when what's the name came out to be what she was Brittany Griner because she was beautiful. She was pretty at first. Then I heard she had the voice deeper than mine, and I was like,
and her voice changed. She was like, "Hey, come here, that's my wife right there."
And I'm like,
man, that messed the whole.
Killed the fence.
Yeah, what dude want to watch that? I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. I can watch men's basketball if y'all gonna be like men. If y'all going, cause y'all can't dunk. I ain't going to watch y'all. I'm not paying all that money to go watch you make a layup. Bitch, you better dunk. You better 360 dunk. You know what I'm saying? I want to see your cooch hanging on somebody's head. You know what? If you ain't doing that, then what are we doing here? I put you in some clothes. Get you in some clothes. Y'all know what men like.
But
y'all know what men.
You know, they got a lingerie league for football. A professional women who play football. It doesn't sell well either. So it's not really just about what they're wearing.
It's not marketed well.
It's not marketed well. But it also is too much of a gimmick, and that's one thing that the WNBA isn't trying to do, and that they've never tried to do, which is give too many gimmicks. They have done it in the past, but women said that they wasn't down for it. And guess what? I can respect you more because you can shake me out of my sneakers, and you can blow by me and do a layup and that type of stuff. And sometimes that adds to the finesse of them being women. I look at women like Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi.
You make a good point. You make a good point, but let me ask you a question. And this is straight up and down. Would you watch women's volleyball or would you watch lingerie football?
I'm gonna tell you right now. If there was a volleyball game, I'm gonna watch that volleyball game first.
I agree. Me too.
And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. If it's just a regular volleyball game, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the football game. But but the only time that I'm really super interested in watching women's volleyball is when it's the Olympics, and that's it. But any other time, I'm picking football over anything else. So,
but if they was dressed, I'm just gonna tell y'all, ladies, I'm gonna tell you, if you was dressed in outfits like the women's basketball team, I'm not watching you on no volleyball. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I don't watch the track and field because the women too muscular. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I watched the 100, but some of them other ones, I'm not gonna watch. I'm sorry, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all too masculine. I'm sorry. Like when Jackie joined the curse, I used to love when FloJo was running because she was fast, but she wasn't like Shakira. What's the game? That woman's name, Shakira. Man, that woman is like, I'm afraid, man. I'm afraid. She just beat up her boyfriend at the damn airport. You know what I'm saying?
I thought she was on the other team. I thought she had a girlfriend.
She got a dude. No, she ain't playing on the same team. She playing on the opposite team. We the opponents.
Ooh.
We the opponents. You know, but she just beat up her dude at the airport. But she assaulted him. Who want a masculine chick like that? You know, she even look masculine. I mean, man, you know what I'm saying? She look like she can break a beat. You know what I'm saying? No, man. I'm one of them brothers that respect a woman who got a mind and got a mouth and got something of a little aggression to it a little bit. I don't know what it's all. I don't know. I'm messed up in the head like that, but that's just me. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, as long I ain't never gonna let you put your hands on me to where you think you can whoop my ass. That's not gonna happen. I don't care if you're 100 feet taller than me, baby. I'll chop you down, and I ain't gonna play around with you. If I can't treat you like a man, but I'm gonna treat you like I got to stay away from your hands. I got 7 sisters, brother. That's the only reason I can't do it. I got 7 sisters, and I'm just not trying to deal with the blowback. I agree. And speaking of whooping ass, man, I want to go ahead, y'all. We're going to get to these highlights, all right? Because, man, I know there's a lot of people that are, I know I'm on the Shedeur bandwagon. I know you on the Shedeur bandwagon, too. But there's a lot of people against I'm on the first step. I'm not completely on the bandwagon. I'm on the first step. I have to see you. I'm treat you like every quarterback that has walked through my door before. I'm gonna treat you by what you can do for me at the time that you can do it. Because guess what? Until you can prove to me that you gonna be my Tom Brady, I can't give you that pass. I can't. I can agree with that. I can respect that. But I'm not. This is the thing I am gonna say. I'm 100% behind him and backing him up as long as he keep playing the role that he's playing, and that's a good young man who's trying to take his game to the next level and level up and be a starting quarterback in the National Football League. I have to do that because not only because he plays for the Browns, because he's been nothing but a good representative of what we should try and strive to be like.
We need to be confident. We need to lead, and we need to be trying to position ourselves to do better in society outside of football as well as inside of football.
And I think he will be a good role model. When we talk about that, I think he is the standard for young men. That, you know, especially, man, being an influencer that he is. So without further ado, y'all, we're going to get to these highlights. Man, we're going to go ahead. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to go ahead and talk about this, y'all, and break this down. I think this dude did a lot of really good things. So without further ado, man, here go these highlights.
QB1 tonight. Samson in motion. On the quick slant that is off the hands of Deontay Johnson.
But that's on the feet. That hit him in the face.
I agree. And that has a lot to do with time.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, this is where you got to get them reps in. And they were saying that he hadn't had a lot of reps with some of these guys.
First
so,
team.
You're right.
First third down, they bring 4. Sanders, quick throw underneath.
That's right on time.
Yes, but that's on the receiver too. Because the receiver has to know where the yardstick is, and he has to get to that and sit down there, and because that should have been the first down. It shouldn't have been short. So that's a teaching moment for the receiver. Shedeur did his job in putting the ball where it needed to be, but the receiver didn't do his job in getting to the spot that he needed to be in order to get that first down. So see, that's the nuances that you got to notice when watching these films also.
That is going to be just
that's true too, but you know, when a player bears down like that, there ain't too much you really can do. And especially the ball got. You seen how that ball came out? That was rhythm and timing. And what you're supposed to do is catch the ball and keep on going. And so, yeah, you can't. And if he had thrown it, you know, just a little bit too late, the corner could have. Yeah. So I like that. And guess what? You got to, you know, turn up field and, you know, and keep yourself balanced as a receiver, and then turn your shoulders and see if you can get some extra yardage. But I do like, but that set up a third and short. So all you got to do is just hand it off to the running back and, you know, move the chain.
I like that. You're absolutely right.
Down and cash from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Pick one pop to match and win. On sale now. Blitz coming. Shedeur Sanders. Check down. Trayvon Williams rumbles into Panther territory.
Slip underneath it.
I like Williams. I'm gonna tell you, I like Williams. He better than that. He better than the man that we ain't got on our team right now because he can't keep his hands to himself.
Right. I want to say this too. That play right there, this is something that Shedeur would learn along the way. Had he put that ball more into play, it would have been of a pass in the face. But they didn't call it because it was too far. It was uncatchable. So because it was uncatchable, they didn't call it. And so this is something that he'll learn, and it comes with experience. So
the sideline will be that strong nickel, and Smith Wade can slide to safety at times. Pressure coming. Sanders escaping, running, and slides.
That's how you take off with them. You do it yourself. Pull out the do it yourself kick sometimes. But and you seen that slide right there? So many quarterbacks. You know, when the start, he know when he needs to get himself up. But he got them first down sticks. That's the important part.
And what I like is that he noticed it was a 5-man front. It was one-on-one coverage. They didn't leave a spy to check the quarterback. And so he recognized that early, and he knew he had all one-on-ones, and he took off. He made the easy play and got the first down. Because your job as the quarterback is to make the play the easiest play to live to see the next down. Positive yards, first down, if you can get the first down, keep the chains moving. So I think that was really good of him, man. I think I was like impressed by that. And remember they was talking about, oh, he's not fast as his daddy. No, he's not the athlete that his dad was. But he was a lot faster. He showed a lot more speed than what people give him credit for. So yeah, I respect that.
And he don't really need the speed. He got that head and shoulder action that a quarterback need to have.
Yeah, he got a great feel for the pocket.
Steve deceptively fast. Dave Canales and Dan Morgan both praised his physicality yesterday. On second down, off play action. Sanders pumps, hit by Rashawn Robinson, moves the pocket and floats it.
That's a play he has to make. And that will come when he get reps. When he get reps, that's a play that he's going to make. I don't think you're going to see too many of those kind of throws because he's very active. But sometimes you miss.
But see, that's one thing that he talked about in the press conference after. He got them happy feet right there on that play. And then when he rolled out to the pocket, he rolled out of the pocket to the left, and he couldn't believe the man was that wide open. He just sailed it at that time. But you also want to get your receiver killed out there, neither. So when he did just put way a little bit too much air under it, and that could have been a better interception with a better defense. So he's gonna have to clean that up, but that's one thing he's gonna take a look at.
I agree. That is something they're gonna probably sit in the film room and show him, and then he gonna, the game gonna slow down for him the more and more he play also.
Yeah, so from the first 10 reps this week, and he'll be all right.
Over the middle, that is complete. Shaw Smith-Wade finally slows up Jamari Thrash, the former Louisville Cardinal.
Crossing the face of the corner.
Corner blitz. Sanders in trouble. Now near midfield. Wham had him in his grasp.
Sometimes you just need to know when to throw the ball away.
Yes, that's something else he's gonna have to learn. It's to live to see. He should have just folded. When he's seen that, he should have just either throw the ball away. A lot of times, just take the sack. Take the cover sack. Live to see it the next play. I agree.
Shedeur Sanders to throw on first down. And that one complete to Brendan Bates, listed third on the tight end depth chart.
Corners make good to Corey Thornton. We've seen him multiple times tonight come up and make tackles.
With a play clock down to 1, it's a screen pass. And not much going on.
We're going to need this line. You know what I'm worried about the most this year? On line. I did not like how Andrew Berry in the Browns draft did nothing to improve the offensive line. They made one. Yeah.
You know what, Nudge? You got to remember this too, because contrary to what people believe, the Browns going to stink this year. We already know that. So that's going to be a top 10 pick, top 10, 15 at least. Also, next year they got Jacksonville's pick. So if Shedeur turned out to be what we think he's going to be, it allowed them to use them picks in other positions. See, they're going to be able to fill out the roster and make that jump faster if they found their quarterback, which I think they have. So I think they didn't address it this year. I think they used too many picks on quarterback. I don't know what the hell they was doing in the draft, but I think next year it sets them up, right, to go ahead and if they do find a quarterback, to fill in positions.
A couple of yards.
I can agree with that to some degree, but this was the draft position. You feel where I'm coming from?
Right.
This was the draft. I mean, like, what I would have rather us did was take Abdul Carter, put him with a Miles Garrett, increase our defense. If Shedeur was gonna fall where he fell at, we could. That was just gonna be our quarter. If we gotta wait till next year, we gonna see what we got. You know what I'm saying? I didn't agree with taking two quarterbacks at all. I did not want Dylan Gabriel. I'm gonna say that, but I'm not rooting against the man after we took him either. Because for the offense that he ran and where he ran it at, he does have a strong enough arm. I don't know when people keep getting this thing that he's too small and he can't throw the ball, he can't see over the line. People been saying that the whole time. His line wasn't small in college. He had one of the bigger lines in his division. You remember he whacked Shedeur not once but twice. He made throws. He does. But I'm behind. Like I said, I'm 100% on with Shedeur Sanders. So let's keep rolling the film.
Right. I think Dylan Gabriel gonna get his shot too. And so it's gonna be interesting. He's gonna get his chance like Shedeur did, man. You know, I know it was hard.
I don't think it's gonna be as clean as this though, because Shedeur was really clean last night.
Yeah,
he made some mistakes, but he showed he should be he's right behind Flacco.
I agree.
Third down, Sanders his wide receiver. Sal Cannella, the intended target.
They haven't played them tonight, and we wanted to address our front of our defense to stop the run.
Off the play.
But this is what everybody's talking about. That's that touch, and that's that timing that he needed right there. That's the throw that everybody has been talking about, and that's what opened my eyes to him last night. I didn't see the game when it was going on, because I was knocked out. Totally knocked out. But when I woke up and I caught the highlights and everything like that, I said, right there is a throw that an NFL quarterback makes.
I agree. In the window. For him, it was anticipated. He had a small window and it was pinpoint accuracy. I agree.
Brought in for a touchdown by
what a throw, man.
Second one, we got it down to watch tomorrow, clean up other stuff, but right now, just excited to be on the team.
You got your earpiece in, you're listening in on Andy. What's your job the rest of this game?
Yeah, just energy. We talk about that all the time, no matter what it is.
I don't know from that. Checked along with Steve Smith with us tonight. Sanders in. And able to complete for a
You give him time, and he's going to pick you apart. And let's get that man
before that.
With that kind of time, they better not give him that time.
Of course, you can't get no decent arm quarterback time. To just because he'll pick you apart. That was Brady's key to his whole career. I don't have the strongest arm. I can't throw the ball 80, 90 yards. But what I can do, I'm not gonna get you in a short. I'm not gonna let you get me in these long distances. I'm not gonna let you. I'm gonna get the ball out of my hands.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how I look. That's how I look at a decent quarterback. I judge by how accurate is he. Is he not sailing his passes and making sure that he knows downs and distances. He keep poised, and that's what Shedeur does. That's where his game is centered at: poise and them intermediate throws. And if if you give him enough time, he get the ball out there and he can drop it in the bucket.
And he sure did on that one, man.
Ohio undrafted rookie free agent.
The pocket presence is just like impressive.
Play action.
Pocket manipulation too as well.
Tackled by Thomas Incoom.
Now that play right there, he could have let it go a little bit there. My personal opinion.
The intended target, Chase Coda. Did you use that in the game before? No, because I told Miles I didn't catch it before. It was the biggest point of emphasis in the offseason. Sanders standing tall, that is a PBU. Get your tickets today. Shedeur Sanders has played the entirety of the first half in a TFL for the Panther defense. Trevion Thomas.
That's going to get rewarded in film because what he just did.
I think this is the ball that was
Sanders moving the pocket. Downfield.
Wait.
What a catch! What a catch, man!
That one-handed grab right there was beautiful.
Damn.
That was quarterback saying thank you, receiver.
Hell yeah! And I like how he left. He put it where only he could catch it, and he threw it out in front of him to let him run up under. So it was an impressive throw. It was an even better catch. Props to and that's a local kid, ain't it? I think that guy's
that's probably yeah.
Yeah.
So
impressive, man.
before he's driven out of bounds.
Great throw.
Look
It's
at
a
that.
great throw and a great catch.
Watch this. See it?
Yeah.
Well, no, that's
what you want. You know, guys like
Florida.
these to come in and make plays. And
That ain't based on
guys get an
Florida.
opportunity.
There's the blitz. It's picked up. Sanders. And it's caught for a touchdown.
Right in the basket, man.
Caden Davis.
Great job. The thing that I'm most impressed with, he moves out the
At the
pocket a
side
little
of
bit,
the
and he doesn't get frenetic. He doesn't get all panicky.
And
Sends his
there
feet,
goes the receiver
gives the
making
ball
another
right
play
over,
for him.
you know,
Coming
it's
back
an
to the
over-the-top
ball.
throw right on the
Right.
money, low and away, can't get blocked.
Well, only the receiver can get it. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you. Oh, this is dope. Thank you. I like that, man.
Up by the safety.
10
Just let it hang up
rushing
there
and
and
passing.
nothing. You do it right there.
No
You
picks
do
over
it.
those 3 games.
Made that beautiful slide and
Sanders
grab.
takes the knee. The Browns.
You're auditioning
That's
not
what
only
cost
for
Lamar
your own team,
Jackson
you're
in
auditioning
the
for
game last year.
Yep. Yep. And you know what I like, Naj? I give Cleveland credit for playing him almost 2.5, almost 3 quarters. He didn't go to full third quarter, but he went so deep into it that it felt like he got a good 45 to 50 plays. And so you can really get film on him to see what he's capable of doing. And I think they did a great job of doing that.
One thing about it though, you can tell that they were pressing with the throws though.
Yeah.
You got this is not the division. I don't understand the fantasy offense in this division when you don't run the ball. That's always plagued us in some way, shape, or form. You either not running enough and those types of things. You need to incorporate more running in this game. I set up them passes, set up them shorter passes, and when the game is we get too comfortable with a lead, and then the team come back, the other team will come back, throw the ball on us down the field, and then we gotta and then he's still trying to dink and dunk the game away. No, don't do that. Press when you need to press, but learn how to run the ball. Linemen, if the linemen don't never run the ball, how do you expect them to be prepared to run the ball? That's why they get tired. That's why they get defeated.
I agree, man. He gonna be on the. I tell you what. I think Stefanski got this year and next year, and after that, he gonna be on the hot seat.
He on the hot seat right now. I know he on the hot seat with the fans. But
he on the hot seat with the fans for sure. But I think because they know that they really trying to find a quarterback, Flacco ain't it. I'm sorry, I don't think Flacco is. I think Flacco was overrated in the time he was in Cleveland. I think people not looking at the teams that he beat. It wasn't a shock to me that when he got to the playoffs and he got to Houston and they did him the way that they did. You see what I'm saying? Because he's going against a pretty solid defense. The Jets defense was good, but the offense was so bad that the Jets defense was just tired.
You do remember he beat the Ravens too. You do remember he beat the Ravens too.
No, he didn't.
He
didn't beat the Ravens. No, Deshaun Watson beat the Ravens.
He beat
Yeah. Remember Deshaun Watson?
I remember Deshaun Watson, but he played earlier when he got hurt. We had to call Flacco, and so
that was after the Ravens day.
Okay.
Because he lost to the Rams. People forget that he lost to the Rams.
No, I ain't forget that. I ain't forget that game. But that defense. That defense that the Rams had that year,
yeah.
you just forgot about that one. That wouldn't even. I don't that coach over there. I don't know how the Rams keep getting those types of players, but goddamn them Rams.
I know it.
Goddamn them
Nobody else in the NFL.
Shedeur Sanders has played the whole game for Cleveland.
We
get a big pass breakup by Shamar Bartholomew. Backed up from the 4-yard line. Sanders now in his own end zone.
And like I said, he said that in his coach when we get to that interview, when we get to the after game interview, we're gonna hear what he said about he was critical of himself. The best players are critical of themselves. And as soon as they get some stuff like film, they learn from their mistakes. I don't think he's gonna keep making the same mistake twice.
And that's all you can ask. All you can ask is that your young player don't make the same mistakes twice. But that's the highlights, man. I would say, man, for his first game, not to get a lot of reps, it was really impressive. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and play. I want people to see the post game because I was just as impressed with his post game as I am with his highlights. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the post game and hear what he had to say post game, and then we're gonna go ahead and recap that too. Then we're gonna get the reaction.
Them receivers, everybody did their part, and I feel like everybody believed. I would say just the energy around.
Is it?
I would say,
hold
yeah,
on.
you can't hear that.
I texted him.
So the volume down low. So I'm gonna have to cut this out because the volume was real low. So we gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get to the reaction, and then on the screen behind me, we gonna hear the press conference on my other screen. Okay. So I'm gonna set that up after we hear just the reaction. So let me go ahead and go to the reaction.
Just for the opportunity.
This is another benefit of having a guy like this, you know, on your squad, especially when you know your team gonna stink. This is the business part.
Let's go! Let's go! Touch! That's what we talking about. My name is Willie. Yeah, baby. Yeah. I'm here for Shedeur. It's man time. Put the watch up. Touch. Ooh. Hey, Tyron. Hey, don't take this the wrong way. Everybody that's hitting us, as far as our respective others, ladies, we can't take your calls right now. This is man time. We watching Shedeur. This is man time. This is man time. This is the first time I want to just watch football and be left alone. I don't care about retrograde right now. I don't care about retrograde. My name is Willie. For girls.
Hey, this is the most.
We ain't got time for girls.
There you go, nigga.
Let's go. Get up. Come on. That's what we talk about. Come on. My name is Willie. Willie Beamer. Shedeur. Come on, man. Shedeur, nigga. Hey, man. For your daddy, man. For you, D. Get your money.
Oh! Fuck, nigga! That was nasty. What you say about? Ree, you with me now? Ree, hold on. Ree, is you with me?
When you got the black community behind you, that right there, you see how you got that young man wearing that Cleveland Brown jersey? That's all we want to see. Man, I can't wait to see it.
Hey, Naj, there's something else I'm surprised you didn't mention. Do you know what? He's from North Carolina.
I know he's from North Carolina.
Yeah, so for somebody from North Carolina, in North Carolina, to be...
You know he still got a Panther jersey. You see, he got a Panthers jersey right there on his head, right?
Yeah.
But he's wearing a Browns jersey though. He's still supporting where he's from, but he backing up a brother first.
Man, you know how much power, you know, to have that kind of influence? Man, Cleveland don't have, I was telling somebody this. If it wasn't for Shedeur, and I mean this wholeheartedly, if it wasn't for Shedeur, nobody would be watching Cleveland. Nobody would care what's going on in Cleveland. Nobody care about the Cavaliers.
Like I say, and when it comes to the Browns, we always gonna have. There's always going to be a highlight or a low light, and there's always going to be something going on the Lake Erie, especially with the owner that we got. You remember earlier this year, they had to talk about Myles Garrett wanting to trade, and so we took over the headlines for that. Then after that deal got done, then we had to figure out a way to stay relevant. And so what happened with Shedeur and us finally taking him, that led us to having something that they're gonna have to discuss. That's why them picking Dylan Gabriel, it was all part of the scheme that the NFL concocted. It really is. And now we gotta see what happens. Now we gotta see. Okay, we're not gonna give it to him. We're not just gonna hand him over the keys. We're not just gonna give him the Lamborghini that he paid for. No, he got to earn this Lamborghini. He got to earn this. That's what the NFL is always gonna be like. They always gonna be that for a black man. You gotta earn what we give you out here on this field, boy. That's all it's ever gonna be.
And I would say this too. I want to add this. I think it would be in the best interest for the owner to shut his mouth. Learner, shut your mouth, man. You paid Deshaun Watson $230 million guaranteed. Right now, and I was behind Deshaun Watson, and I have to admit that is the worst contract in NFL history right now. After you did that, you shouldn't say nothing about Shedeur. He should.
And guess what? I think what he was saying is, I didn't think he was gonna be there. I didn't know that. I mean, like, I don't know what he had to play dumb. Yeah, of course he did.
He shouldn't even have answered it though. I get what you're saying, but he shouldn't even have answered it. He should have said, these are questions for Andrew Berry. You hire Andrew Berry to do that job. You know, man, I couldn't even save face if I gave somebody $230 million to spend. Guaranteed.
And that's why he said. That's why he had to say what he said about his contract. We took a big swing and we missed. But this time he said, "Hey, the right people were in the room and they made the correct call to get this young man. It wasn't my call. It really wasn't." And so guess what? He's letting he's letting them run the team. But at the same time, like I said, if you really wanted a successful year, you would have got some linemen. You would have got a couple linemen. You would have got a quarterback, and you would have did what you're supposed to do. We don't see if Shedeur is going to be the answer because and like I said, I'm not going to sit up here and crown you just because you made a few nice throws in preseason. I'm not going to crown you because who your daddy was. I'm going to crown you by the work that you put in and what you do on this football field when the real game starts. This was not a real game. This was preseason, but guess what? For a person who didn't have no first team reps all preseason, all practice, and you to get out here and perform like this, I can't wait to see what's next. Right. I can't.
All you can do is hope that this young man got building blocks. You want to see him taking steps. That's all you can ask. But I'm going to tell y'all, man, to see this kind of excitement, like, I want y'all to watch this excitement.
Is you with me now? Is you with 12 now?
It's big.
Is you with 12 now? Prom, your boy out here showing out. Boy out here showing out, bro. And I'm with him.
I think this Michael Irvin.
What a throw. What a throw.
Yeah, that's Michael Irvin.
That's a dart to the back of the end zone. What a dart, nephew.
Shedeur Sanders there, just having the patience, letting the play develop. Does a great job looking off his receiver. And I think that was actually the third read here.
Yep.
Boot action. So he's outside.
Right, crossed it and get there.
And he finds just the tiniest little window in the back of the end zone. He delivers the football perfectly, layering it over the intermediate defender. And
2nd and 12. The scramble. Whoa! Whoa! What a play. What a play. That's his job. It's not to throw the perfect pass, but put it in the area code. Way to answer the call. 8-7, way to answer the call. Oh, 3-7. Okay. He put it in the area code. Hello. How you doing, Shedeur? I'm right here. First down.
Yeah, he's stupid.
Thought he couldn't scramble. Can't run like his dad. Run better than most quarterbacks.
Look at the LeBron comments. Emmitt Smith, Shedeur is everything I knew he was. He's proven it again now. His accuracy, his understanding of the game.
Everything that we were saying.
Ryan Clark. Well, at least Andrew Berry gets to take credit for Shedeur Sanders' pick all by himself because it was made clear the owner wanted nothing to do with it.
That's class. Bravo. That's what we were saying.
DeMarcus Cousins. Shedeur haters and shambles with the laughing emoji. I mean, man, they talking about
I'm gonna need that brother to get his life correct and come on back to the league. Come back to the association, bro. Cause I don't know what he. Yeah, man. That it's nice that he made them comments for Shedeur, but hey, yo, bro, we don't need that. What you did earlier, down there in the Dominican Republic, we don't need that.
Shady McCoy, you can't hide a star. Let's effing go.
Yeah, that's right, Shady. You can't hide a star.
Can Shedeur Sanders play football in the NFL? Well, let's find out together. No more opinions. Let's talk to the tape. It's 3rd and 9. They're going to come with the 5-man pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-man pressure. They're going to play man across the board. Hey, if defense is playing man-to-man, they're turning their back. Shedeur Sanders, he identifies the defense is in man-to-man coverage, so nobody is watching him. He also identifies the defense does not have contain. He escapes out the pocket. On 3rd and 9, he picks up the first down. He slides down to safety. Check for Shedeur Sanders. Let's keep it rolling. All right, here's what I love. You see condensed splits by the Cleveland Browns. Both the receivers are inside the numbers, so they're probably going to want to work outside. Shedeur, you got to identify, are they in man on defense or are they in zone? Last second, this cornerback, he backpedals, and you can quickly, pretty fairly on tell, okay, they're inside of a pattern match zone. Shedeur, he's going right here with the football, but here is what you have to understand. If this defensive back has eyes on Shedeur and he drops off too quickly, this can be a pick. This can be going the other way. So Shedeur, he gets the ball out of his hands, but the accuracy of this football between not one but two defenders and a fully outstretched defender, pinpoint perfect. The accuracy of that ball, pinpoint perfect. Can Shedeur Sanders play football in the NFL again? We finding out together. Fans are excited, and there it is. Bang. We've been waiting on the moment. We got to get a watch on the wrist instead of a wristband. Bang. We've been waiting on the moment. Let's keep it rolling. But in all honesty, this play is why Shedeur Sanders should have gotten in the first round. You're going to see his touch. You're going to see his ability to keep his eyes downfield, even when there's a rush. You got 5 receivers wide. That makes the defense show their hand. Okay, I can tell. This is a 4-man rush. Probably playing cover 4 behind it. It's going to be basic. Shedeur Sanders, don't pressure. Don't get frazzled. Eyes downfield. Here's what I love. Eyes, whole time, downfield. Keep watching it. Even defenders in his face. Eyes downfield. Watch as he starts to scramble. Eyes downfield the whole time. Eyes downfield. Watch him direct that quick subtle point with his left hand, and then now defender rushing to him, but watch it. Bang. I mean, that ball though. That ball though. Take another look at it. 5 receivers wide. You know it's a 4-man rush. Defense, they have to show their hand. Just watch the door.
In my personal opinion,
just watch his eyes.
You know,
watch his eyes.
When you got that much pressure in your face, what you got to do is that pocket manipulation I was talking about. Step up in the pocket and deliver a ball that you ain't got to run for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, it was a great pass. So the receiver made a great grab. But you know, like I said, he'll even tell you, I could have just stepped up in the pocket, let the line rush past me, and then just floated it back over to the other side of the field, and probably got a few more yards, if not a touchdown, wherever he put it. But like I said, when he drifted over here to this side of the field, he made a pass that the receiver made an excellent play on.
I agree. And he's making rookie mistakes, so I got to get that to him. He's making rookie mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So this kind of to be expected. So you got to take the good with the bad. I think actually he gave himself the perfect grade. I do think it was a C+. You know what I'm saying? He did what he is supposed to do in the red zone, which he is scored. That's what you want to look. With young dudes, what I want to see is, can you finish a drop? And he
did that every time.
Yes, and he did it. That's the most important. One of the most important things in qualities.
Quarterback development.
Quarterback. Most definitely.
Receiver can catch it. Can Shedeur play football in the NFL? Well, we kind of found out. Sure, look.
So, man, you know what I'm saying? That was the reaction. You could just see, man, it's a lot of excitement. With Shedeur. He did a press game conference. I want y'all to hear this. Hold on. I got to go back. One thing I like that he did too is he confronted Tony Grossi. I don't know if more people that's not from Cleveland know Tony Grossi. Always negative, man, especially on the radio. Always negative. And Shedeur went and approached him like a man. And he didn't do it in a disrespectful way, but you know what I'm saying? I like that he didn't address the dude. He didn't shy away. He didn't make it personal. He didn't get all emotional. He just asked him, man, what have I done to you for you to be so negative? You know, and to be young and have that kind of poise and them kind of balls to do that. You know what I'm saying? Much respect to him, man. I was a fan of his. I'm a fan of anybody that when people jump on them and they being attacked for no reason, I'm an instant fan. I don't like, man, especially when you carrying yourself the way you're supposed to when people attacking you. I'm a fan of anybody like that. I don't like to see that. So, young man.
I don't like the characterization that a lot of those people give us. But what I do say all the time is, let your actions speak for you. And when you can say something, don't say nothing too negative. Don't say nothing too positive. Just say what you need to say and keep proving yourself every day.
And keep it moving. You're right. Here's his post game, y'all.
The change is a family thing. It's a family. You got to be able to go to war with each and every guy and understand, like, we're not playing for ourselves, or we playing for each other, so not making selfish mistakes, not doing that type of stuff, getting through reads, handing the ball up, doing what you got to do. Everybody do their job, and that's how we believe in one another. The fact that you play so many plays into the fourth quarter versus the way it's going in camp, the reps being split. How does that help your comfort level just in flowing with the game? Well, I say I'm comfortable being uncomfortable, so that's what it is. I got pockets of finding my rhythm, and I got to get into that quicker, regardless of anything. But overall, I feel like me out there, and I couldn't do it, of course, without the time. I couldn't do it without the play calling. I couldn't do it without anything. So I'm just thankful to even be able to have, the joy of just being on the field overall and carrying the responsibility of doing the right thing. So that's 2 badges under my belt already. That I got out there. I feel like we operated the huddle really, really good. So it's just the small details that of course we practice on and we talk about. And I'll say, of course, towards the end, I'll say we got a little sloppy and we overall gonna finish it up, and that's gonna be a point of emphasis going into this next week. But I was just thankful just to share that moment with everybody.
Naj, I think you said it absolutely right. One of the most important qualities of a star in the making is the ability to criticize self, to be accountable. I think that is a big step in becoming great at anything in life, is to be able to acknowledge where you went wrong and correct what you got the power to correct.
It's being a leader. It's being a leader. It's holding yourself accountable for what goes on the field. And as a man, you can only control what you can control.
Yeah.
Yes, you got to take in the play call when it comes in from the coach. You got to give it to your line. You got to give it to your receivers. You got to make sure they understand what their positions is. And then if something breaks down, you got to handle it as well as you can handle it. And I think he did like I said, I think he did a phenomenal job for him to not have no first team reps all camp, and for him to make even with a sore shoulder, he didn't make no excuses about nothing. He didn't, and that's one thing that some people that I know verbatim in real life said that's what he was gonna do. He was gonna make excuses. I ain't heard no excuses yet from the man.
Nope.
Not near one. And I ain't heard him I ain't heard him throw nobody under the bus. So I don't want to hear that either.
You're right. And I'm gonna tell you something else I noticed, Naj. Did you see on the sidelines who was sitting with him at one point?
And Joker was sitting with him.
When your veteran star players are sitting in there smiling, laughing with you, that is a sign. Somebody, I got a book.
That's the sign of you went in the locker room. Yes. That's a sign of you went in the locker room.
Because people want to be around greatness. A person that's great, they got an energy about them that just draw people to them, and people intrigued and they want to be around them. There's a mystique about them that
it's a magnetism.
You got to be a part of.
It's a magnetism. It's such a positive ionic force that you can't do nothing but gravitate towards it and give them the I don't want to say praise, but the adulations, and they just do for what they do. It's the charismatic poise that you need to have as a quarterback. You got to have that charm. You got to have that charisma. You got to have that smile. That smile and that infectious thing that makes people want to be like, oh, Shedeur is really good.
I don't want to let them down. That's the thing. When you're around certain people, man, you just feel like, man, I don't want to let them down.
Yeah.
You see, it's like a parent. A good parent. When you're parent, a good parent, when the kid punish themselves for bad grades. When the kid is hard on themselves, like I let my mom and dad down because I
wasn't never one of them students.
Huh?
I said I wasn't never one of them students, but I know what you mean. Yeah. I would never want to come home with the cops on me. I would never want to come home with looking like I lost the fight and I ran away. Nah, I ain't do neither one of those. So,
Right.
I made it home every day with everything that I went to school with and intact. And I made it back home safe and sound and did what I was supposed to do and took care of my father at home. So those things that I did.
But you
So
know what I
yeah,
mean? But you get
for
the
sure,
test.
for sure.
Not the, you know what I'm saying? Like a leader, a real leader, man, they, like we said, they a magnet. People want to be around them. They are leaders, they're natural leaders. People stop and listen. They, they bring an energy around and energize people and motivate them to want to be better. You know what I'm saying? There's something else that in the game that a lot of people didn't notice. They didn't notice that there was no penalties really. They didn't make any mistakes. If you ever notice, there wasn't many false starts. For him to be with the second and third team linemen, usually when you got a young player leading, a bunch of guys that haven't really played together, a lot of basic mistakes are made. So it
that's one
shows.
thing. That's one thing that I was really happy about when I heard about the game. I did see very few of those. Like the Browns didn't have a flag up until like the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. It was not a lot of flags. There was not a lot of mistakes on the offensive end because a lot of times with young quarterbacks, they get behind the sticks and then they go from like 1st and 10 or 2nd and 7 to 1st and 15 or 1st and 20. And then you're behind the sticks. So I think that he did a great job of having command of the huddle. I think that was really great of him. So I got to give him props for that, man. Let's go ahead. I want to hear some more of this press conference. I'm really impressed with his answers also.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't nervous, so I didn't really have too much adrenaline. It was just getting comfortable. That's all it is. Like there's plenty of games before. Like I was nervous, but I felt like I knew the answers to the test. So it's like when you feel unprepared, then when you don't feel like you're ready for the moment. I know I'm ready for the moment. Did I play up to par? No, I don't feel like I did. But overall, the main goal was to win, and that's honestly what we did. I don't even have to on my phone. I get reckless on there. I texted him before the game. I called him. He didn't answer. I said, "This is why I just don't call you." He didn't answer the phone. He didn't answer the phone when I called, but they have their own phone kept going on and everything. So I forgive him a little bit, but he sent me a voice message that's pretty cool overall. I don't know if it's still on my phone, but overall, like I'm just thankful, just for the opportunity. And I got you. There was so much talk.
They talk about there was a lot of talk of him maybe not being prepared because he didn't get the reps or whatnot. A commercial kicked in. So I wanted to silence that because the commercial, it's a Adidas commercial. We're going to skip that and get right to the press conference. They were saying he wasn't put in position to proceed.
In life, I don't want anybody to make excuses. I feel like making excuses for whatever situations, like you ask God for something that is there, then you're going to complain about it. So it's like, it's two ways you can look at it. You can look at it and be thankful and take full advantage of the opportunity, or you can look at it like, dang, this is what I've been asking for, I'm not prepared. So I'll say I've been able to sleep good at night, knowing I was playing. I didn't know I was playing until, I don't know, one of these days that was close. And then, I just prepared it as normal. But it was definitely that switch that kicked in. And when you out there on the field, it's different. Like, you understand, ball is ball. The ball never been a problem for me. It's, whatever optics or whatever everybody makes up after outside the game.
That do not sound like a rookie.
They kind of know who I am. specifically win. I just know the feeling overall. So, and that's really the most routes I threw to the other receivers. So I really didn't know how someone came out the breaks and everything. So that's why I feel like point of emphasis this week is, just be prepared even more, because I feel like I was straight. But I feel like to be where I want to go, I don't think that was good enough. I don't even remember the play, honestly, right now. I mean, I ain't incompletions. There's incompletions out there. I know that I know, I'm able to complete. That's the only thing. Yeah.
I guess, what did you see on that play and to see him make that catch and like that? Like, he had a catch over the course of the game.
Yeah, I'm just excited for all of them. I give to a lot of receivers the prime DT96s. A couple of them had them on. So I just give to a couple of them, like the main receivers going into this game. I give to them some cleats. Some won, some didn't. But I was like, okay, this is just my little appreciation gift to them. Because they don't be having a lot in stock, so I couldn't do everybody. I wish I could, but yeah, it's great knowing that he's able to come out here and put on the show how he's supposed to, and how we know he can. But we still need a couple more receivers and them to be able to get off. But the way we was able to run the ball and how the running backs were running, they was running physical, and the line was making their blocks and not letting people get back there. So I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a feeling. The first one I had 22, it was like, but it wasn't me, So that's when it's like you know it like internally. I don't know, what do you do for a hobby? Like, what's your hobby? But you know when you're gonna swing a good one. When you swing it, it's gonna come out right. So, that's it.
Hey, Shedeur, when you think about the open competition as it's called, how do you process that? And do you feel like you really have a fair shot to maybe win the job?
See, I just think about when I get out there, just doing what I got to do. Everything else is not in my hands, so I worry about it. That's like, I don't know. I just don't think that deep into everything, because it's nothing you're going to be able to control. So why put energy in something that you can't control? So
I wanted to go ahead and address that. Right? I think that is a very important statement that he made. All you can control is what you can control. He did, what he could control was making the most of the opportunity that they gave.
Yep.
As far as everything else, it's not on him.
Not at all.
All he can do is put together the tape.
And be ready for when his number is called the next time.
I agree, yeah.
I mean, right now you still backup, and guess what? At any point in time, with the line being as shaky as it is, guess what? It could be your turn, brother.
Yep.
And so you just got to be ready and prepared. You got to know that playbook. You got to be ready for the moment. And so right now he was ready for the moment when they called this number up and it's just the first preseason week. Nah, let this young man get comfortable. Let him start getting his feet wet. Let him touch the ground for the first time. That's when I'm gonna say he ready. That's when I'm gonna say he's ready. Let it be a full game. Let his jersey touch the ground one time after a JJ Watt then hit you. After after Raekwon Smith hits you, or after I don't know, or after that Trey Hendrickson hits you. Let one of them boys get to you one time and put a good stick on you, and you bounce back up, and then you take them down the field for a 70, 80, 90-yard drive, and you come out, and we come out victorious. Then I'll be right. I will be getting my size 4XL Shedeur Sanders jersey then. That's I promise I'll be back. I will be fully on the bandwagon then. Until then, I can't fully jump on. But guess what, brother? I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you.
Hey man, I done jumped on that wagon a little early. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's got to be some growing pains. I don't know if Cleveland going to be the spot. But one thing about Cleveland don't recognize talent at quarterback. That's one thing that's for true. 50, the last 30 years, they done had almost 50 quarterbacks. They don't really acknowledge talent at quarterback. Shedeur going to be somewhere. It may
I
not be
can't.
his year to play, but he's going to be somewhere. So,
I
I
can't
think
believe what we done did with quarterbacks in my lifetime. Mm-mm-mm. I still relish the fact that we didn't want to pay Derek Anderson and then went and paid some other bums who came in here and just stole money. It's just ridiculous how we done thrown out money for quarterbacks and thrown quarterbacks in. Hey, I'm gonna tell you guys honest truth. I wanted to see Terrell Pryor up under center a couple more years. I
me
really
too.
did.
Me too.
And I wanted to see him with some better receivers. I wanted to see him, and I still wanted to see him with playing receiver. I wanted him. I wanted that brother to ball. I said somebody asked me one day who was a Browns. It was a I'm on a Browns fan page almost all the time. So the question was who was a Browns player that you would want to throw the ball around with if you could. I picked two players. I picked Jim Brown, of course, legendary. That goes without saying. And I picked Terrell Pryor.
I tell you
Those
somebody
two.
I'm surprised you didn't pick. And one of mine is Josh Gordon, Flash.
There's two reasons that I didn't pick him. One, because he only had 2 seasons in a Browns uniform,
Hey,
and he didn't want to be here. I don't never want a player who don't want to be here.
I don't know if it was that he didn't want to be here. I
No,
think
he
what it
didn't want
was,
to be here.
he couldn't
He
let go of marijuana. And
he
I
couldn't
think
let go.
now,
Then that's part of you don't want to be here. The whole thing about it is you kept on going out with Johnny Manziel. You kept on smoking dope so you wouldn't have to honor your contract. You wanted to be in so many other places, but when you left, he ain't never have another season like when he was here in Cleveland, did he?
nope. But he went to New England and did the same thing. You know,
Exactly.
I just think that it was like that's one of them demons, man. One of them monkeys he couldn't shake off his back, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, but skill wise, as far as like maybe one of the best receivers, skill set wise, to come through the franchise, gotta give it to him, man.
Oh,
Definitely
I
gotta
most
give him
definitely.
credit for that.
I will never doubt the seasons that he had in Cleveland and a wonderful job that he did. It's like I said though, your actions said that you didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
You and you know how we know people who when you work in customer service and you hear other people talk and you hear them that they closer we in the customer service business is close to a lot of players and a lot of people like that. We hear what
Right.
people say when they not actually around. So
Right.
when you hear those type of things in the streets that he really don't want to be here and he doing everything not to honor his contract, even when we trying to pay him top dollar, hey man, that's just you telling you want to go where you want to go, do what you want to do, and the league tell you we don't allow that around here. Well,
Yep.
you either play out your contract and then you let us franchise tag you, or we decide where you go. We decide when we gonna let you go. That's what the league tell you all the time.
Or you
And
kick
so
rocks. Basically, they told him kick rocks.
exactly, and that's what I believe that they do. That's what they did with Shedeur. Hey, we ain't gonna let you come in here and make a mockery of us. The problem is if he keeps shining like this, a lot of people gonna lose their jobs. A lot of people are going to be like, so you said he couldn't ball. I see him balling. You said he wasn't a winner. I see them winning. Tell me why you need to keep your job.
He gonna cost if he be successful, and it's gonna be interesting. Cam Ward is playing right now. Actually, that game should be over. So I can't wait to show his highlights next week I'll probably show a little bit of all of their highlights. But it's going to be interesting as preseason progressed. Jackson Dart had a good showing, so shout out to him. But it's going to be interesting how the rest of these young guys, how they fare. It's going to be interesting.
It sure is. It sure is.
No doubt. I'm going to go ahead and play. Let's hear the rest of this, and then, man, we'll go ahead and close it out.
All right.
You can do is whenever you get your opportunity and numbers called, perform and at least do the bare minimum and win the game. So that's what I feel like we did today. And it's definitely things I'm able to grow off of. Last one.
How were you able to remain so patient? Did you know that once the reins came off, you would go through it?
I mean, God's patient with us as humans. We mess up at times, but I don't feel like He threw us away as individuals. So it's different things and different life lessons, you got to go through. And I haven't went through this situation, that I'm in ever. So it's really just a test, I feel like from God or whoever it's from, it's just a test. But anyway, I'm just thankful that I was able to see the day of light and get out there and be able to play. So, they didn't have to let me play. So anything and everything, is good for me. So then, the kids looking up, the kids definitely inspire me, of course, more. It's a lot of people incarcerated that definitely talk to their friends or talk to me to tell me my friend from jail was, watching you play and watching everything that's going on. So it's just like the world, I say is so small and everybody sees everything. And I'm thankful to be able to inspire people through everything. Because the lady just told me now, when I'm having a bad day, I just think about Shedeur and I'm saying, I'm going to act like Shedeur. So like that's so cool, to me that I'm some form of inspiration. Appreciate it.
Man, what poise, what intellect, what leadership, or what command. Not only at a huddle, but even, man, having command at a press conference. They be trying to throw him a lot of curveballs, man, to see if he going to slip up, but he always aced the test. So far, so good. He been acing the test. So, props out to him, man, to be that young. But, I mean, is it shocking? He come from Deion Sanders. He come from
good stock. That's what my mom would say. For sure. And like I understand that, like I've seen nothing but positivity from Deion Sanders, his whole career. Even when they was trying to say he too flashy or he too gaudy or this, that, and the third. And even with everything that he's going through right now, God healed his what he got going on internally.
Yeah, he had bladder. He just had bladder cancer, man, and he had that removed. He's cancer free now. So, man, prayers to him.
Yeah, praise to the Most High that he's still here with us and he doing what he got, and he's still here for his son to give him some guidance through these types of things. Like that's what a good father do for you all the time. Trust and believe. God know.
Sure enough, man. Just very impressive. I can't wait the next week for us to see because next week Cleveland plays the Eagles. They got some joint practices. Then they got the preseason game. Can't wait to talk that with y'all, show the highlights, and see the progress from preseason game 1 to preseason game 2, man. Just the response, man. I've just been going over the net. I don't know about you, but the last 24 hours, I've been going over the net, trying to find anybody. I was watching Richard Sherman talk about him. I mean, just, Shannon on the nightcap with Shannon Sharp.
I've been watching nightcap. And so I've been glowing reviews.
Yep. Yep, and that's good for Cleveland. That is good for Cleveland, man. When they're talking about you, that's a good thing. That's what you want as a Cleveland fan. You know what I'm saying? That means
And that's one thing about the whole Deshaun Watson thing. Like after that whole bad 3 seasons, and we still got a couple more years of his contract left. If we have Shedeur Sanders and he's an amazing, bright, magnetic, charismatic person that he is, and he keeps doing the good things that he do for the youth of the city, and he'll be the darling of the league. If you produce here in Cleveland, it'll be like you producing almost in New York City. I say, you know what they say in New York City: if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. If you was raised by Cleveland, you ready for the world. How about that?
And I just say this, I add this to it. What a perfect story. What a perfect story if he leads them to a Super Bowl.
Let that happen.
The ultimate sports.
Let that happen.
You talk about legendary. No, I'm just saying. I'm not going too far ahead, but we're just in hyperbole. We just speaking in hyperbole. If he leads them one day to a Super Bowl, what a legendary, perfect story. Imagine the documentary. And from the draft, his college time, his dad basically coaching him from little league to college, from his dad having to let him fly on his own and become his own, spread his wings on his own and fly. The world against him. Not everybody, because there's guys like you and I that actually want to see the young man flourish, right? I want to see anybody that's trying to do anything. I always root for people. I don't like this to shit on people, excuse my language, man, just cause. Give them a shot.
Yeah.
But I think this could be the perfect story. And this will be a Cleveland-like story. Could you imagine?
Oh, I can imagine it. I can imagine it all right. I can write this. You know that I can. You know that my penman. You know that my penmanship is good. But guess what? When you got God writing your script, can't nobody stop it. Can't nobody stop it.
Man, say that loud for the people in the back, boy.
Man.
Say that for the people.
I'm gonna say it one more time. When God is writing your script, guess what? You gonna take that prescription all the time, and you can't stop. You can't stop the story from being written.
You know what, Naj? I want to thank you, man. It's been a fun show.
It's been a wonderful show.
I think we have to end the show on that note. There's not a better message right now. So I can't wait to do this, man. Next week, we'll set a time and whatnot. Y'all, we just did a run through. So this is our first one. I literally, before the show, set up, and it took me like an hour to get this all together. So shout out to him. Man, we're going to do a sports show every weekend. I love sports. Football season back
Let's
in.
get it done.
NBA be rolling around.
I say let's get it done.
Man, we got to get it done, man. Y'all, we'll be back next week, man. Shout out to all my people watching on Facebook, Twitch. I'm on Bingo right now, too. What's up, Steady? And all my people came through here. A few of y'all I wasn't able to shout out because we live right now. Everybody on Twitch, thank y'all. TikTok, shout out to y'all, too. We got a sports show now, too, y'all. So, grateful for it, man. Love sports. We out, man. Until next Saturday. Peace.